And here we are back in that Bills franchise that we did a rebuild on, the fantasy draft rebuild we did on Sunday, in which we drafted quite possibly the greatest rookie player ever, and it's definitely the best player I've drafted so far in Madden 23, being Lucas Kerr. In a moment, I will show you some clips from us drafting him and, maybe some highlights in general from that rebuild. Trey Lance is being traded somewhere. I don't care what the dead hit is. This guy is absurd. He's got to be generational. He has to be. Look at how good he is. We're here. The moment we've all been waiting for. Lucas Kerr. What about his... Dude, he's literally John Ross, but at quarterback. I've got to take him at #1 overall. Please be hidden. He is 99 speed. What's the dev? Oh, dude, he's so good. I'm probably going to have to do a career simulation of this guy. And obviously, we won the Super Bowl year 1 with him, and he's just absolutely insane. He went up 10 overall since his rookie, starting overall. Absolutely insane with that speed. The Excel even went up 1. Agility, I don't think was changed. Either was juke or spin move. Throw power went up 2 already. He's actually ridiculous. Some of his abilities are kind of trash, to be honest, but we can change them. Not that it's going to really matter, but we can change them. Of course, Bazooka, I think, is probably the best upgrade you can get at this point. Protected's pretty sick. High Point Deadeye is probably pretty OP. Doesn't have Gunslinger. Can he not get it? Oh, he doesn't have a stronger. Well, I don't even know why I'm doing these abilities then, even though it doesn't matter anyways. But in case we decide to come into the game, obviously in general, this is a team that we built up really nicely. We didn't do the draft itself. I simmed it because this is going to be a career simulation of Lucas Kerr. This isn't going to be me rebuilding the team. I've already done my part. The team's already insane. But they actually did draft a couple of hiddens. This guy, Clayton Teague, a running back. I don't know if they're on their way to letting Saquon Barkley go, but I am going to just simulate it because, once again, it's supposed to be the career of this guy. It's not supposed to be a rebuild of this guy. It's unfair to see how good a generational talent is if they're joining a user team. So I'm not going to be rebuilding any of the team. They're going to have to decide whose contracts make the most sense to keep, who to get rid of, and ultimately, if they can decide to get rid of Kerr, we'll follow the team that he joins next. But if you guys like these types of videos, we did a few of these kind of following the career of, usually it's real-life players, like, like a Mahomes or like a Kenny Pickett or something. Let me know in the comment section below, and by leaving a like and subscribing. Obviously, that tells me a lot more than most things. And if you're not new, really appreciate your continued support a ton. I don't know if this would be the first or second video of the day, but should be a Vikings franchise video at some point today, and then back with Seahawks tomorrow. And yeah, let's get into this probably at least 20 season long career simulation. Is this guy's got greatest of all time written all over him. The Buffalo Bills 14-3, double the wins of the very next highest team. Do not see Kerr oh hey, we don't support that. Lucas Kerr, didn't see him on the list, but 4,700 yards, 44 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. I believe we were running the Atlanta playbook, which I imagine involves his run, his legs a little bit. Might try to look for a playbook that can do both if we can. Don't know if there's going to be one that's like very good passing and gets the quarterbacks like running involved. Like you would think the Bills maybe. Wow, Russell Wilson is a Giant. That's interesting. The Niners playbook, 600 yards for, okay. I might just keep whatever playbook we have on right now. I think it's ATL. You're just not going to get good quarterback rushing numbers like ever, no matter what team you choose. Like you will if you choose like Baltimore, but you're going to get terrible passing numbers. So we can't really spend too much time actually watching the game, so we're going to just sim right to the Super Bowl and see if we're in it. We are not. Of course, I say we because I drafted the guy. I have a little bit of a horse in the race. I want him to be the best possible him, if you will. Let's take a look at when they got knocked out. And that was the very first game. They lost by 8 to the Raiders. Kerr was obviously pretty damn good, even with the pick. And it was everyone else around him that absolutely sold. I don't know who the team got rid of, but not a terrible draft, especially when you're looking at pick 28. They landed themselves a hidden left tackle. They landed themselves a hidden defensive tackle. They landed themselves a tight end that they don't need, but he is hidden. And then they landed themselves a wide receiver who probably isn't needed as well. And that guy is normal development trait. Let's see who they actually lost. So They already got rid of Orlando Brown, which I did say in that rebuild, the best way to keep this team going is to let the linemen go and just re-sign everyone else. They also let go of Jameson Williams. Bruh, my dude Kerr's got to leave. This team doesn't know how to manage. They got rid of Roquan. Fair enough, he was getting older. Everyone else, I think, is intact. Fair enough, but yeah, losing Jameson Williams is a mad L. A mad one. And we're loaded. I don't get it. I have everything on auto except for league advancement. I don't know what to tell you. And again, 13-4 in the playoffs. Take a quick look at this season. A better one. Same playbook and everything. 8 touchdowns for Mr. Saquon. Receiving numbers were still pretty good despite the fact that we had to move Pickens to number 2. The rookie having a start. TJ Watt looking pretty good. MVP, question mark. 47-2. And I believe that's his second time, if I'm not mistaken, winning the second best award. However, best quarterback award, which is a win. Just because I'm a little superstitious, I'm going to sim slowly instead of going straight to the Super Bowl. Come on. Come on. And we do win. Going up against the Broncos. The winner of this one goes to the Super Bowl with us. Winning the game, going against the Giants. Chance at Super Bowl win number 2. And the winner is... Yes, we are the winners. The best of New York. As, of course, I'm not going to just do it, just show you guys that we didn't cheat. I just wanted to see how well Kerr played, and it was spectacular. Of course, Russell Wilson was their quarterback, as we did mention that in the beginning of this. And Trey McBride, don't let him go. Don't let him go. He's an award winner. That's the only thing that matters. See how he played in the other 2 playoff games. Not that it really matters too much, but another perfect game there. And then the first game, a little bit of an L there. I was about to say, one of the greatest runs for a quarterback ever, kind of. But, yeah, I mean, it's still really good. But regardless, 2 Super Bowl wins, headed to another draft. Team's good. The team is good. Also, I didn't even think about it, but, like, why am I so worried? Oh, Russell Wilson's a Giant. It's like, A, we're many years down the line now already, and B, it was a fantasy draft. Of course everyone's going to be all over the place. And a lot of really bad overalls. Running back I don't care about, but the left end could be decent, and he appears to be so. Yeah, maybe a new edge rusher. TJ Watt's getting up there. He's like 31, 32 now, which is not the youngest, especially in Madden. The team's dropping like flies. We lose the left guard, Mekhi Becton. We lose Saquon Barkley, but we do gain Eckler in fairness. We add Jerry Jeudy and Lockett for some reason, and Pickens is now a superstar. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we end up losing some of our corners, adding some randomers in. Safeties are still intact. Middle linebacker is Cody Barton now. Man, things are getting a little weird. I don't like it. Things are getting a little weird. Another really good season, but 14-3, so this time not going to be good enough to win the bye week. And picks are down, but so are the touchdowns and yards. Austin Eckler actually performing pretty well, you know, same as Saquon was. Pickens pretty decent, Metcalf pretty decent, Trey McBride pretty solid. Blocking, really good. Skelton's getting better already after being okay in his rookie year for Madden concerns. TJ Watt and Wilds are killing it, but Jabo really down, and of course John Flickenmeyer is not bad either. And Younghoe Koo is the kicker, looking pretty good there as well. MVP, not going to be there. Dante Grubbs, now, of course, he is nowhere near as good as Kerr as far as pure talent goes, or Super Bowl so far, but this dude's kind of on a tear when it comes to awards. You got to give the man a little respect. Let's actually see how good he played. 54 touchdowns, 11 picks, 114 yards. Of course, he has an X factor the way he's played. I mean, the guy's been great every single season. 2024 is a little iffy, but every other season has been amazing, and I think that's back-to-back MVP awards, if I'm not mistaken. However, we are kind of on to bigger and better things. We've already won 2 Super Bowls. And, of course, winning that first game against the Titans, going against the Texans now, same division, 35-0. Going up against our same division, the Patriots, winning that one, headed back to another Super Bowl against the Giants. And the winner is... Can it be 3 already? It can't. They lose by 3. That's a bit of an L, but it's still 3 Super Bowls in this young man's career so far. Let's see how he played in that Super Bowl loss. And it was very bad. Of course, a little conservative. You know, didn't throw any picks. Didn't throw any touchdowns. you know, it's tough. It's tough, as he obviously had a really good game before then. And then in the Texans game, I imagine he killed it. He did. Deshaun Watson got absolutely crushed, ironically enough, back in the Texans. Oh, Lord. And not a great game in the wildcard round, as he seems to struggle in the wildcard round a bit. But that was a bad Super Bowl performance from him, which he's used to doing really well. But here we are going back to the draft. 3 Super Bowls, 2 wins is still really good, especially this early on where he's at best, what, 25 maybe? That salary cap keeps getting lower and lower every single season. His left guard looks pretty decent. A 76 overall rookie left guard with him. He's 23, but he looks really good. Cornerback, super slow. This guy's a bust. I don't care if he's 6'3". He's trash. And, I mean, I can't imagine any of these other guys are good. I mean, look at this, 71 speed. But he's hidden. I gotta look. In case he's a superstar or an X Factor, I gotta look to see what the hell is going on. He's only star. He's trash. Honestly, if I was in a league where I was using the team, dude could be an X Factor. And I would be like, okay, I'll put him at fullback if that's allowed. I don't know what else you do with him. That's why I wouldn't be in that situation. I just wouldn't draft him. Another quick look at the team to see what else we may have lost. That left guard fits right in there perfectly. Offense looks pretty fine. Everything's intact. Except for the quarterback. They let Kerr go. Are they off their medicine? There's no such thing as being off the rocker. It's okay to be off the rocker. This is full-blown, like, mental facility. They let... And you know what's the best part? They brought Trey Lance back. The guy we replaced him. We replaced with. Of course, they decided, hey, let's get rid of Lucas Kerr. He's a Jacksonville Jaguar now. This could get really bad. I don't know what the Jaguars are looking like, but there's no way they're... He wanted to join Jameson back. That's so cute. I'm gonna cry. How terribly your number's gonna be changed. We've obviously seen a few of the players, but let's actually see. So they have Evan Neal's, well, not bad. Okay. I can see this. This team has some potential. The offense, at least. Defensively, I mean, it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Also, what are they doing at pass rush? Like, hello, is this Darnell? Daryl Taylor. I mean, he should be starting over Shaq. Shaq isn't a freaking pass rusher, dude. But yeah, there's a little bit of potential here. There is a little bit of potential. I did not mean to do that, but you know what? I don't even care. I'm going to. Well, this is what happens when you leave. Now, I get it. His value would be 50 mil plus per year, and it seems like the Bills just could not afford that, but you really got to prioritize what's important to you. Grubbs, I imagine, stick to his team. Whereas Lucas Kerr joins the Jaguars here, and he's not looking so generational anymore. He's not looking so Hall of Famer-like. Of course, still putting up a couple of yards on defense, but let's take a look. Did the other quarterback stick with the Commanders? And, I mean, he did. The difference between the two. Now, obviously, Kerr has the Super Bowl wins, but as far as personal stats go, Grubbs is stealing the show here. If Grubbs can put up a couple of Super Bowls, it's going to be a real strange one. It's almost like following his career rather than following Kerr's career. As obviously he's not going to win a Super Bowl this year. Maybe Commanders come out with one themselves. And ironically enough, the Bills are in the Super Bowl. We've built a monster. However, they choke by 4 against the Seahawks. Could have made it their decision to move on. Looks so good. And instead, it still looks okay. You know, we're thinking, hey, the team is good. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. And Trey Lance is okay. But they did ultimately lose, so there's nothing that can be technically proven one way or another. But I also am curious to see what kind of contract Kerr is making. And, like, what kind of money he's got, because God damn, he's so good. He's got to be freaking rolling in it. Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. A 6-year, $350 million deal. He's making about $60 million a year in a pick 15, and they landed a, I would assume, star or better left guard, 75 overall. Then they got themselves a free safety with a little bit of speed. Another hidden development trait. Not a bad draft pick there as well. Then they got themselves a right outside linebacker who is also hidden. Not really sure his strong suit here, but you know, he's hidden, I guess. That's something. 69 overall, 91 speed wide receiver. Looks okay, actually, even though he's 23. 6'3", is decently fast for that height. And then they got themselves a really fast corner in the final round of the draft. Not that that's going to matter. Can't wait for Jameson Williams to escape again. Oh, I didn't see him on the left side, on the right side. I was like, oh, it's because, yeah, that's actually crazy. Who the hell is this guy? A superstar fullback they have with 89 speed. You can't, lads, boys, you can't tell me that these special teams type players aren't generationals. I get it. You can put a running back at fullback and you get 89 speed or whatever. But dude is 89 speed, a superstar, 6'3", 233-pound fullback, like drafted that way. You can't tell me this isn't one of those generationals. Same with the kickers we've landed that are 99 kick power, 84 kick power, or accuracy. I think that because they're special teamers, kicker, punter, fullback, they can't be X Factor, but those are technically generationals. And if they aren't, I'm still going to say they are because I don't care what, happened to your elbow. And of course, Terry, I don't know if he actually got like a dev up from the season, but a really good decision by us to start him, it would appear. And yeah, I mean, win. And a 15-2 season, actually, with Lucas Kerr putting up some numbers. Devin Singletary even killed it. Kirk was solid, could go to X Factor, maybe even save his career long-term here. The tight end was great, could go to Superstar. Same with Jameson Williams, looked really solid. O-line was all right. Sack total's not bad. And an MVP award, not in his number 2 again, dude. 3 times in his career now, at least, he has been the MVP runner-up. That's actually insane. Best quarterback award several times, though, in fairness, so he shouldn't drop in dev. And, of course, another bye week. So, this guy can kind of sling the ball, believe it or not. He kind of does things. Be interesting to see them face off against the Bills, but I don't know if that's going to happen as we do beat, and there it is. We do beat the Texans. This is a tough one. As you can see, they have 3 overalls on us, but Kerr gets beat by his former team. I'm not going to say he deserves it. I'm not going to say that the Bills say I told you so, but I'd like to think that's the case, as Trey Lance, once upon a time the original quarterback, outplays Kerr 2-1 to go on to another Super Bowl. If Kerr stays with the Bills, he could literally be the greatest of all time. And I said, now that's at jeopardy. 2 Super Bowls is cool and all, but it's not greatest of all time category. And the Bills win, so that could have been his 3rd. And instead, he's on the sideline. Quick look at the draft, and 77 overall running back, but Stokes, 75 overall, strong safety, normal development trait, but a really solid player nonetheless. Was their first pick. They grabbed another wide receiver, which they probably do need. Slot receiver, different type of receiver, kind of. The cornerback, 71 overall, lacking majorly in these hit-ins. I imagine the running back's hit-in, but who gives a damn, to be honest? And he is. He's okay, but it's really the overall that kind of gave us that, oh, wow, look who we got, Anyone new on the team? I don't see them, but I do see a couple of dev-ups from some starters, that were already here, which is pretty cool. As far as defensively, I don't know if I see anyone new. I don't really know this team, to be honest, anyways, but doesn't seem to be anyone new, so we'll move on. One last hurrah. Who the hell even is this? Who actually is this? I'm trying to think. It's going to be someone trash. Singletary, maybe? Joey Bosa. Okay. Interesting. But once again, playoffs, 10-7. Not a great season, though. And Grubbs, the dude has been great everywhere. Of course, Kerr did have a really good year as well, but lacking in the rushing numbers. Kirk, once again, kept that career going with that nice season. He's now an X Factor and going to stay an X Factor, how well he's playing. And let's take a look at the MVP, as obviously we aren't going to win it with Kerr. He's the MVP! Finally an MVP, multiple Super Bowl wins, several best quarterback awards. The guy's up there. The guy's good. Playoffs. Can we win? Oh, my. Oh, is he announcing it? Is he going to announce it, or he's still thinking about it? I don't know if I want to retire. Lost a lot of games. But this is up there. It's going to hurt for a while. I'm going to spend the... aha! Oh, never mind. I thought he was like, I'm going to spend the whole offseason thinking about it. It's nope. I think it did say that, though, didn't it? I don't know. Who gives a damn? Bills in the Super Bowl? I'm going to be so mad if the Bills are in the Super Bowl again, dude. Okay. Whew. Thank you. The Bills are derailing. Looking at their rookie guys. Ooh. No. He's still really solid, though. Definitely a lot to work with there, even though he's only 6'3". He's very fast. Some of these guys could be hiddens. I don't know. I don't really care too much. We'll see them strive or suck anyways. It's like the worst running back they've had starting, or he's had starting in his career, but guy does have potential. Is a high overall running back. They seen that this was going to happen, and they prepared accordingly. Of course, Nakobe Dean has joined the team, but once again, the wrong scheme. Stingley getting to superstar is massive, but we've got god-dang pass rushing players not on the team. Yeah, I saved it. He's not a pass rusher. He's not a bad player, obviously. We drafted him for a reason. He's young, but, like, what are we doing? We need a pass rusher. And bye week at 12-5, which got to tell you, that means that the Bills aren't, too hot, if you will. Kerr, pretty damn good numbers. Maybe even be a MVP again. Holloman, yards per carry sucks, but everything else is okay. Christian Kirk's killing it. What do we have? O-line. Oh, wow, Wills was really bad there. Pass rush. Who would have thought we'd suck with coverage linebackers playing pass rush? Hayden Lincoln, that name seems familiar. And, of course, Lucas Kerr. 2 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs. I'm not saying that's all it takes to become the greatest of all time, but it sure as hell makes that career look even better. And winning the game, going against the Texans now. Winner goes to the Super Bowl, and it is the Jaguars. No Bills in sight. Going against the Buccaneers for Kerr's chance at a 3rd Super Bowl title, and he wins 3 Super Bowls for Kerr now, really pushing himself into that top 3 all-time already kind of situation here, as he has obviously been a massive part of this team, or as, of his team's massive reason for their success, whereas some other quarterbacks that have more rings have maybe had better talent around them and saved them in a way, but very nice stuff to see him with 3 Super Bowls now. Another draft, pick 32, obviously, because we were the best team. Spadell, hidden development trait. Not a pass rusher, but I would sure as hell be using him as one. Just develop him that way, and maybe you get lucky. Everyone else, I mean, there's some athletic guys in here, but overall, doesn't look like a great draft. And, wow, the bar is being set really low here, at least in the... No, it's the whole league, dude. 11-6 is good enough to get you a bye week. Okay. I mean, hell, before they switched to the 1 bye week team scenario thing, 11-6 wouldn't guarantee you anything even then. But now, it's almost impossible. Of course, Kerr, not going to win MVP this time, buddy. Sorry, but it's not happening. Holloman, not bad, but once there we go. So I don't know what the hell happened there, but those are the numbers. Thank you. I'll take that. Sykes, nice numbers there for pass rush, and Stingley, good for picks. A chance at another Super Bowl. You want to win another one here and then move on to another team, win 2 Super Bowls each team, and keep moving until you're 100 years old and you have 2 with every team. And we lose to Denver on the first one, which sucks. 4 Super Bowl trips, 3 wins is still how it stands. That contract, though, oh, the Bills are in. Oh, and the Commanders. Is that the first time we've seen the rookie quarterback for them, or, the same class rookie quarterback for them? And the Bills with a Super Bowl win, which would put him at 4 Super Bowl wins if he was still there. Get themselves a win. But, of course, Kerr's only 1 off. He's still only 1 off. But, yeah, let's take a look at his age. He's got 11 upgrades. I mean, is this guy even ever actually going to retire? So far, this is how he looks. No juke move, no spin move upgrades. Deep accuracy starting to get up there. Play action still not maxed. And, of course, he can't upgrade anymore, so that's kind of the way he's built. Wait. I did the draft thing, and I just got an achievement called Relocate a Team. Did we relocate? Are we not the Jaguars anymore? What team are we? Some other team relocate? What's happened? I haven't touched any of the relocation stuff because, well, it doesn't matter because it's all the damn same. But somebody relocated. Maybe it is us. I don't know. I didn't click the thing. Is there actually a team relocated, or is this just a bugged achievement? I'll take it, I guess, but... Oh, I guess we're not going to see it because, speaking of bugs, goddamn game's infested. Actually see more bugs in Madden this year, and I mean every year pretty much, than actual $10 motel. And they don't even exist. Unless my, I need some glasses here. I don't believe there's a team that... What the hell, dude? I just got an achievement that didn't even exist in the league. Let alone my team. The whole league, nobody relocated. What the hell is this? Christian Kirk might have retired. Jameson Williams definitely is regressing. Holloman is an 87 overall superstar now. Evan Neal's going to be gone soon. Kerr is really going to be wanting to find a new team. I would not stick around. And back in the playoffs with the bye week. Of course, Kerr, the number 1 for something. I didn't see what it was. Not going to be the number 1 in the league for MVP rating, though. I'll tell you what, Williams might be a little too late, but could go to superstar. Pretty good year there. Grubbs, number 2. Kerr, number 3. I mean, these guys have been pretty damn good for some time in the league now, as he's the number 2 quarterback as well, so he's another Pro Bowl guy. Might be a Pro Bowler for literally his entire career. I mean, I can't remember. Maybe the first year he joined this team, he was kind of bad. Maybe not that year, but still did put up like nearly 5,000 yards. So maybe. But here it is, the Bills. Not only could you move on, but you could also take away your whole team and win. And they can't. A 9-8 Bills team was too good. And they're not in the Super Bowl. Can the Commanders win their first? Can Grubbs win his first Super Bowl? He cannot. That's almost worse than us losing to the Bills. Let's take a look. Obviously, us being, Kerr. I'm on Kerr's side here at this point. But Kerr, I mean, it's kryptonite, dude. He literally cannot beat his old team. And he plays really poorly against that team as well every time. Of course, how much of the Bills team is even close to recognizable to us? Probably not much, but they still beat us, still beat Kerr, and I believe Kerr signed a 2-year, so he could be on his way out again. Some really high overalls here, actually. A middle linebacker in the first round is a 74 overall. Running back, 76 overall. 70 overall here, which could still be, yeah, I was about to say could still be hidden, is hidden. Hit his freaking strength sucks. 94 speed running back, though. That's pretty impressive. Not an easy thing to land. Some okay players here. 96 speed, 98 excel. And, yeah, I mean, some good players, especially if you were user drafting, you're actually going to use these players. But rebuild sense, I don't know how much you're going to get out of them. But I don't know how much this team's going to get out of Kerr. Because, once again, if I was him, I'd be on my way out. Oh, I think my vision's failing me. I thought it said 89 for Neal. Okay, never mind. He's not even regressing. I'm a stupid. Well, he's very close to, and he might be regressing slowly, but he's not as bad as I thought. Yeah, this team needs some wide receivers. They're going to need a quarterback as well, if I was Kerr. And then defensively, they add in some youth. It's just they're not that stout right now. Barely sneaking into the playoffs at this point at 10-7. Top performers are glitched. That means our numbers are going to be glitched. Of course, touchdowns are dropping. They're dropping bad. Well, I guess the running back did steal a bunch. Receiving numbers are still pretty good, though. Blocking numbers are still really good. Sack totals are probably still really bad, except for Sykes, who, once again, maybe he needs his own video, too. This guy's kind of killing it. MVP, definitely not Kerr. Grubbs back on top. But once again, no Super Bowls, to my knowledge, for that guy. So, I mean, who would you rather have a career of? Couple Super Bowls, couple MVPs, or a couple MVPs, no Super Bowls? But going against Miami, who still looks to be a pretty good team, and losing by 11. Of course, Kerr's kind of dominant streak is definitely ending here. Very, very much so as of late. If I'm him, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Kerr looking really bad. Not that it's necessarily his fault or the team's fault, but bad for whatever reason. And the Bills have won another Super Bowl. That's 5 Super Bowls now to our young man's 3. Yikes. They went with a 3-year deal to Kerr, so he's going to be here until he's 35. This is what the draft looks like. Once again, there could be some hiddens in there, but wow, that guy sucks. 85 speed for a safety is pretty bad, unless they're like 6'4", 240 or something. Let's see how tall he is. 6 foot 208. That is nearly unusable. Ironically enough, even though he's a little bit on the smaller side, it is built like one of those like hard-hitting potential linebacker types. I mean, I guess. All right, the team is looking a little regressed. The team's not looking great, but there's one thing that is noticeable there, and that is that my man's Kerr, his upgrade points are a little lower. He's down to 9 of them. My man's is regressing a little bit, and they're having to use them, as you can see. It's actually a lot of, oh, wow, okay. Barely winning the division at 10-7. Now, once again, I mean, you could say, oh, well, you've been forcing wins and all that. I mean, I haven't. Like I said, I joke like, oh, we drafted him, so I'm on his side. I don't care that much to cheat, right? I don't care. All right, it takes so long to do that anyways. I can't be bothered with that, how long it takes to sim. Ooh, look at me at quarterback. Picks are a bit higher. Touchdowns are meh. Yards are pretty good, though. Rushing, man, the running backs around here. Oh, wow, Jameson. Oh, wow, who are these guys? Like, I don't even know who's around here anymore. This is starting to get a little bad. Of course, Sykes, a really bad year for him, which is not usually a common sighting. Yeah, you like it? Grubbs, another MVP. Okay, so now hear me out, right? Oh, and now Pickens is still the Bills, and he's Offensive Player of the Year as well. Hear me out, all right? I was talking about how, who would you rather have, the MVPs of the Super Bowls, but now we're starting to get to like an unbelievable level of like MVPs, right? Like my man's he's kind of doing too well here, as he is now at 48,000 legacy score, whereas Kerr is at 36,000. Sure, he has the 3 Super Bowls, but 15 yearly awards to Grubbs is 18, and obviously a lot of those are actual MVPs, whereas our guy, Kerr, is more best QB. It's kind of crazy, and you kind of make the argument that, oh, it's just his team isn't as good, but 9 Pro Bowls, how many MVPs? 4 MVPs? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there not another one in there? 4 MVP seems low, no? Because Kerr has 2. I feel like Grubbs has been an MVP almost every damn season. Okay, so, I mean, obviously not even close then, because I'd rather have 2 MVPs and 3 Super Bowls than 4 straight MVPs. Damn, that's like a straight shot to Rodgers. As a Packers fan, that hurts. But at least Rodgers won. Of course, the Texans beat us, so another wasted season. Kerr, I don't know what his loyalties are to this Jacksonville team. Guess he really loves Miami. And I don't know why I said Miami. Like, it's kind of. He likes being close, I guess. I don't know. Wait, does it actually take 5 hours to drive between the two? Okay, I guess maybe not. You ever really think about how freaking large the United States is? Like, I don't think people realize it. Like, it's pretty big, dude. Once again, never been able to say that to a girl ever. A bunch of 70s, of course. First round linemen seem to be, ironically enough, I was about to say, seem to be automatic hiddens. This guy, sadly for this team, is not one of those guys. Hidden development trade there. He's kind of a hybrid type. A little bit of an iffy draft. Oh, those upgrade points. He's down to 5. One more season and he'll be at 0. That overall may even come down from 99. And of course, wow, this team's really come down from 99 as they're kind of trash. Lots of regressions overall. And I mean, just a lot of players that are just past that overall to be able to actually develop. And it's not just like the sliders. I have the sliders under about 140 all. And the teams are getting back down to their original kind of overalls here. But there's still teams that are in that 88 category. It's just we're not one of them anymore. Playoffs, and for the first time in a while, no for Kerr. 116 million as well, so clearly this team is not spending their money correctly. Kerr, still a pretty good year, but definitely not in his best at all. Like, not even close to his best. Not even going to look at awards, as there's just no chance at anything for him this year, not even probably the Pro Bowl. But let's head to the Super Bowl, as obviously we're not even close to being in it. And, man, Kerr's career here has been a little stagnant, sadly, as the Bills are going to potentially go for their 6th in this franchise file. And they won't get it. And I believe they faced the Seahawks once before as well, so a little revenge, if you will. He looks kind of trash because of the speed, but maybe he's a monster. And he's not. He's 6 foot tall. He's a really good overall. Not a bad player, but man, is he slow. But it is a position they absolutely needed. Some fast guy here at linebacker. I mean, just some pretty mediocre drafts. Even their insanely high overall wide receiver, they took 8th overall. I mean, he's lacking in a lot of things. Kerr's still strong, going strong, though. He's a 99 overall still with 3 upgrade points remaining. And it takes $54K to get an upgrade, so can't say that the QB sliders are too high. He's just literally had so much banked up that he's just holding on. 99 speed still, which is insane. It's an ugly way to make the playoffs, but making the playoffs at this point with this roster is a dub and a half. So Kerr, pretty good numbers, and that's really all we're going to look at. None of the other guys even matter to us anymore. We don't even know these guys. We don't owe them anything. Going against the Jets, who have 2 more wins than us on the season, and another loss out the gate. Kerr has got to leave. I'm not saying Kerr is like playing perfectly and it's everyone else's fault, but his ratings are still just as good as before, yet they're not winning. So what does that tell you? He needs to leave, but that's up to him. It's not my job to put him on the best team. We're following the career, not forcing the career. That's kind of good wording. I like that. Uh-oh. Is it time? Is it time to replace the GOAT? I don't know, dude. It's kind of seeming like it's time to replace him, which for Kerr's sake, I hope they do. 10-7, hosting another playoff game. Grubbs has been insane. We might have to rock. I'm going to actually have to take a look at what the Commanders playbook is, because I don't know if it's actually the Commanders or if they have a new coach. But they have been crushing it every single season with this dude. Let's take a look at what they've got on. They have the Buffalo playbook with vertical power. That's interesting. But can they get back? 85 overall Jaguars, 83 overall Bengals, and they do win. Finally a win. Going against a better team in the Raiders, though, and we win. Going against the Dolphins. Better team as well there. And we win. Back in the Super Bowl for the first time in ages. The 5th Super Bowl trip for the Kerster. That sounds weird to say, but the Falcons. And a win. 4 Super Bowls for Mr. Kerr. And he's back on top of the world as he wins by 4 over the Falcons. Gotta love it, dude. 4 Super Bowl wins now, 5 trips. Still a little behind the Bills here, but doing his job, winning 2 Super Bowls with 2 different teams, which is really impressive. And this team is depleted. I wonder if they actually kept him or not. Let's see. No playoffs, despite the fact that he did join the team again. I don't really care about the drafts anymore, as, I mean, at this point, they clearly aren't replenishing through the draft. Kerr did play pretty well, though. Could have been enough for an MVP, and it wasn't. He was the 4th guy. Grubbs joining the Dolphins sees how hard it is to maintain that success. Of course, our quarterback, Kerr, is still kind of killing it with that overall. Still has extra upgrade points. Still a 99 overall. Hello? You actually can't write this stuff. You legitimately cannot write it. The 2 quarterbacks we've been kind of paying attention to this whole time have now signed for the same freaking team. EA! How is this possible? And why is it possible? I mean, I guess maybe that guy can finally win a Super Bowl, perhaps, now that he has Kerr on his team? I don't even know, dude. Like, what is this? No kicker or punter, but 2 $50 million quarterbacks. Why not? Also, I don't know if I'm just, like, losing it, but I do not see the number 5. Like, oh, maybe it's defender, actually. Ah, you sneaky little weasel. I found you. I found you. Oh, we're seeing some... Oh, what the hell? C-Money, baby! C-Money! Charlie Money. Looking like a poor man's Gronk out here. This team's actually got some talent, but, man, these quarterbacks, you know, you got 2 really good ones. How good is Grubbs at this point, actually? Dante Grubbs. They're both 37, which is pretty interesting. Probably a little bit better of a passer at this point than Kerr, possibly, but obviously does not have the speed that Kerr does. Yeah, a little bit better passing, but yeah, this is, it's starting to dwindle down here as Kerr is finally well under that 99 overall rank, and we'll see what happens when the season is up. They're in the playoffs. They've done it. They're back. Of course, you're not going to see Grubbs on the list because he's on the bench. What a loser. Of course, okay season. Nothing really spectacular, and definitely not good enough to win MVP. Going against the Browns, still in the AFC his whole career, though, and winning against the Browns. Going against the Texans, beat this team a couple of times. Can he do it? Wins there, going against the Chargers. Of course, back in this division, Bills at 5-12, and they lose by 3. He legitimately could have won 6 total Super Bowls, potentially, with 3 different teams, which is pretty spectacular. Obviously, instead, still just sitting at 4. Did Kerr choke? He did not. His teammates choked, apparently. Now, I don't think he's going to retire, but just in case, let's take a look. And, of course, it's perfect because both quarterbacks are on the exact same team. As you can see, Kerr, definitely not as good of personal numbers as Grubbs. However, there is a difference in awards, and that being Kerr has won 4 Super Bowls to, I believe, Grubbs' 0 Super Bowls, which obviously way outshines, especially since he has won 2 MVPs on top of it, whereas Grubbs, I mean, maybe he's won like 4 MVPs or whatever, but he has not won a Super Bowl yet, And even if at this point he were to win one, he would win one, you know, as the backup. So it wouldn't even be, you know, earned anyways. But MVP, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, in fairness, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 MVPs. He is one of the greatest of all time, but he is literally pulling a Marino here. He's ironically on the Dolphins here right now. He's pulling a Marino, and he did actually sit for a whole year, and yet is still ahead of Kerr on all of these different stats. Grubb's the all-time leading touchdown guy as well, which is pretty actually insane. They got rid of Grubbs, but Kerr is still here. He is a 92 overall. 29th pick, a 6'5", 21-year-old, 89 speed tight end is drafted, which is pretty cool. I kind of want to see what his dev is. This guy's kind of decent. Star dev, but still really solid. Now, we're not going to be able to really recognize players by their names, probably, but overall-wise, they do have, you know, the young Cooper Kupp, basically. Not a bad-looking player at all, obviously. Those are the kind of things you need as well. You don't really care about deep route running. The tight end's obviously solid. Some okay linemen. The running back looks good. Take away the R, and what do you got? 32 years old as well, which is a little, you know, up there, but let's see what the defense looks like. I mean, this is probably a good enough team to make a run here. I mean, I think it's good enough. I think they have enough talent. And they are 12-5 with a bye week. At this point, you know, it's kind of hard to tell what team is the best, but just in case you think, you know, we wanted a last-second kind of cheaty little clickbaity type of thing, you know, forcing wins or something like that. We didn't, obviously, but just in case you're curious. Kerr with probably an MVP season, which would put him at 3 MVPs, I think. Ah, crap. No, he didn't win it. The Commanders got a new quarterback, it seems, and now he's getting MVP totals. 8 freaking MVPs, I believe. Well, maybe not for that one team, because Grubbs was, you know, he was on the Dolphins a little bit longer than Kerr, and it seemed kind of recent that he won one. But 9-8 Bengals, 12-5 with the bye week. We lose. No. I can't imagine Kerr's got much left in him at this point, right? And, I mean, he played okay, but definitely got outplayed by Decker. He's getting another chance with the exact same season, a 12-5 one, with Kerr putting up some pretty decent numbers again. I think the picks are going to be a little bit too high for an MVP, but at this point, the quarterbacks are kind of lacking a little bit, so you never know. Of course, not going to be the case. All the way at 8, actually. Grubbs, a Saint now, 7 on the list. 8 overall is lower than Kerr, which is interesting, but all right, here we go. Let's see if Kerr can add to the Super Bowl totals. At this point, he's getting close to greatest of all time, top 2 at least, going against the Bengals and losing to them again. Of course, I believe they did win the Super Bowl last year, but damn, that's a mad L. Let's see what happens. The Seahawks, another Super Bowl trip. The Bengals also back in this one, and the Bengals are going to win another Super Bowl. Really? He retired before he was bad. Really? That's a little bit of a mad L. I ain't even going to lie. The tight end even retires. The running back retires. Like they all agreed at the same time to retire. Surely if Kerr is gone, that's got to mean no way Grubbs is still in the league. There's no way. There's no way. Oh, god damn it, dude. There's zero chance. What's the RNG on if your guy's going to retire or not? There's no way he's still in the league unless he was like a free agent and then retired or something. Ah! He's still here! They're both 40! And he's the one that's here and he has nothing to offer in the speed. I guess to be fair, he had way better accuracies than our guy. His awareness really sucks though. Holy crap. Well, let's take a look at the stats. I mean, obviously, he's going to be on the all-time leaderboards. I'd imagine he's also on the legacy leaderboards as well. Let's take a look at the career oh, god dang it, not career. The records, anyways, as Kerr, for now, because Grubbs at least has one more year in him, is the all-time leading stats guy, which is pretty insane, dude. 91,000 yards. Passing touchdowns of 721. Obviously, Grubb's going to pass that as well. I can't believe he punked out on us. I honestly can't believe that. He actually retired early as hell when his rival in these like #1 stat categories decided to still play. If I heard that he wasn't retiring, I'd be back in there. It'd be a battle of who's going to announce retirement last, because I would make sure that he's going to retire before I retire. I'll tell you what. Wow. I mean, that's pretty absurd. Anything crazy for, like, seasons? Grubb's on there a couple times, actually. Touchdowns, Grubb's on there a bunch of times. Game, most yards in a game. Grubb's had that as well, at 575. The man just couldn't win Super Bowls. But, you know, he had the insane, like, solo career, if you will, or if you don't count Super Bowls, which, I mean, you can't really, to be fair, as they both finished with, I would assume, a maxed legacy score. You could see the 4 Super Bowls, 5 championships, 19 yearly awards, which is just absurd. I mean, it is what it is. You know, 4 Super Bowls versus 0. It makes Kerr the better quarterback. That's how it works. No matter how good and how many MVPs he has, it just doesn't matter. And as a Packers fan, once again, that hurts my feelings to say. But that's pretty much going to be it for the career simulation of the greatest generational Madden 23 and maybe greatest rookie player of all time in Madden history career simulation. If you guys enjoy this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PKR Plays for non-Madden content, aka gameplay playthroughs, really. And if you have any career simulation ideas next, let me know in the comment section below. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!